everyone, I'm Carrie Way and I'm a theater mom. I'm hoping this channel can help other theater parents as they support their child. And if you're a theater kid, consider this channel a resource for you too. For today's short video, we're going to discuss how to prepare the music for your auditions. The first step is simply finding the right song to sing for an audition. When selecting your song, try to pick one that is similar in style to the show you're auditioning for. Generally, if you Google audition songs and the name of the show, you will find some useful suggestions. You might not want to actually use the songs you get in the search results because everyone else is doing the same Google search. Still, it will at least give you a general idea of the types of songs that are a good fit for the show. Next, you want to think about your child's vocal range and the vocal range of the part they are hoping for. Hopefully those match. If they don't, now might be a good time to help your child understand that sometimes certain factors are out of their control. If your child's an alto, they aren't likely to be cast as Cosette in Les Mis. Their voice can't reach the notes in her songs. And that's fine, there are plenty of other fun roles to play. If your child's vocal range does match the role they want, be sure to select a song that can showcase that. Also, try to match the feel of the character. For example, if the role your child wants is a sassy character who sings a belty song, then pick a sassy belty audition song. Be sure to select a song that showcases as much of your child's vocal range as possible. Some songs are pretty repetitive and the notes don't span more than an octave. You want to avoid those because they won't show all that your child is capable of singing. And here's a reminder, I've mentioned this in past videos. Don't have your child sing a song from the show they're auditioning for. This is just bad form. It makes it either look like your child is desperate for the part or even worse, that they're cocky and they think they already have that role. Either way, it's not a good look. Generally, directors will select specific people to come back for callbacks. At that time, they might have people sing songs from the show. Make sure that whatever you pick is age appropriate for your child. There are lots of incredible musical theater songs that reference life experiences our kids haven't had yet. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair would sound ridiculous coming out of a 9-year-old child. Read the lyrics for the entire song and make sure they make sense for your child. If your child's auditioning for a musical, they need to sing a song from a musical, not a pop song. And try to avoid singing songs that are overused by kids. Try Googling "do not sing" audition songs and you'll get an idea of what types of songs are overused. It's a good idea to try to avoid these songs because you want the people in the audition room to be excited to listen to your child. They won't be excited to hear Popular from Wicked for the 12th time that day. Additionally, you don't want to sing a song that is famously linked to a specific singer. It's likely that if your child sings Defying Gravity at an audition, the folks in the room will be mentally comparing your child to Idina Menzel. Now you've decided on the perfect audition song, it's time to head to a sheet music website. These are websites where you can purchase the sheet music in a variety of formats. Some sites also offer the option to buy a digital accompaniment. If that was what you were told to bring to your audition, I'll have more on that in a minute. Musicnotes.com is one great resource for purchasing music. There's also sheetmusicplus.com, and Performer Stuff also has some sheet music. I'll link a few of these sites down below. One final resource to try if you couldn't find your song on those other sites would be sheetmusicdirect.com. Hopefully whatever song you're looking for can be found in one of those places. Many of these websites will sell you the entire song as well as 16 or 32 bar audition cuts. If you know your child is only using the music for a community theater audition, then it's fine to just buy the 16 or 32 bar cut. However, for things like college auditions, people in the room might wind up asking to hear the entire song. So for those types of auditions, it's better to buy the full song and make the marks on the sheet music yourself to show the pianist where to start and stop. Also, this way you have the full song and you can always make a 16 or 32 bar cut from the music for future auditions as needed. No matter where you're getting your sheet music, make sure it includes the actual notes of the accompaniment. Sometimes folks can find sheet music that just has the notes that the singer is supposed to sing. Don't bring that to an audition. If you do that, it requires the pianist to try to improvise an accompaniment on the fly. They will not appreciate that. Make sure your copies are easy to read, not blurry, and have it clearly noted where the pianist needs to start and stop. If you're using a cut, be sure to write the show and song titles and composer on the top of the page if it isn't there. And be sure they can see the key signature. All of these things will help your pianist out immensely. You want to make their job as easy as possible so they can make your child sound as good as possible. If you skip large parts of the song, just make copies and cut the sheet music up and tape it to the page, then create a new copy so that it looks seamless and is easy to read. Most of the time for auditions, they are asking for either 16 or 32 32 bar cuts. You don't need to be super picky with this. Generally, a 16 bar cut is 30 to 45 seconds, and a 32 bar cut is about 1:15 to 1.5 minutes. So when you're selecting your child's cuts, try to find a place where it can start and stop and sound like it makes sense. You don't need to stop precisely at the 16th bar if it makes more sense to finish things out with a few more seconds of the song. The people listening to your child's audition won't generally sit and count the bars or time your child. They will notice whether the cut you have selected seems to make musical sense. Be sure to choose the section of the song that best showcases your child's voice. You want to avoid using music from an anthology for a variety of reasons. First of all, these anthologies are great for kids who are just starting out and learning, but almost every theater kid has the same exact Hal Leonard book, which means all of the songs in it are songs that the director has heard at every audition ever. Also, if you do use music from a book, make copies of it and put it in a 3-ring binder. Books are hard for the pianist to get to stand up on the piano, and they're tricky for turning the pages. You'll be much better off if your music is neatly copied and 3-hole punched and placed in a binder. No need for sheet protectors. They may seem like a good idea, but even if you choose the ones labeled non-glare, it can still make it tricky for the pianist to see the page. If the song is just 2 pages, make your copies so that the pianist can easily see both pages at the same time spread open on the piano. If your music goes over 2 pages, either use double-sided copies or tape your pages front to back to make it as easy as possible for the pianist. When you're choosing your child's song, many sites will allow you to change the key when you're making your purchase. This can come in handy if there's a song your child really wants to sing, but it's just a bit too low or a bit too high. By changing the key, your child will now be able to hit all of those notes perfectly. As you're selecting the cut of your child's song, keep in mind how they are going to know how to begin the song. There are 2 schools of thought here. One is to try to squeeze as much singing into your cut as possible. In this case, you will opt not to have much of an introduction for the song. So your child will need the pianist to give them their first note as they get ready to start the song. You can also opt for a short introduction, and then your child can find their note from that. For tempo, most pianists will expect to play the song at a speed similar to what they've heard in cast recordings or when they've played the song for previous shows. If your child needs to go slower or faster than what is generally the standard for that song, have them politely speak to the pianist briefly before they start their audition. They can ask the pianist if they can play at a certain rhythm by tapping or humming the first few notes. As your child is rehearsing the song, remind them to sing the notes exactly as they are written on the page. If they aren't sure, have them work with a voice teacher. They might even be able to ask their chorus teacher at school for some help, or they can listen to cast recordings. Some of the sheet music websites also have software where you can practice singing along with your cut. An audition is not the time to try to be creative or add vocal runs. The people in the room are likely extremely familiar with the song your child is singing. They will hear missed notes, and if your child's embellishing too much, they'll worry that your child might do that during the show. Nearly every kid has a weird thing they do when they're nervous and they are singing. I've seen some kids who look straight at the ground or close their eyes, others who rock back and forth. Try to gently help your child recognize if they do anything weird while they're singing so that they can try to break that habit. They should try to think about how their character would behave while singing the song. Who are they singing to? What are they trying to achieve? Have your child pick a spot right above the people's heads to focus on if they're singing to a particular character. It can be a little strange for both your child and the folks in the room if they're trying to lock eyes while singing their audition song. Above all, help your child be confident and have fun with the song. Sometimes you'll have an audition where you're told to bring your own pre-recorded accompaniment. Be sure that you have the song downloaded onto your phone and bring your own Bluetooth speaker. You don't want to count on using the internet or deal with linking to someone else's equipment. Also, be sure that whatever you choose is strictly a piano accompaniment and doesn't have backup singers. This is not the time to use karaoke tracks. There's a website called pianotracks.com. I'll link it down below. They have many tracks already uploaded, and if your song isn't already available, they offer an option where you upload your sheet music and a pianist will make a recording for you. You can also try to find someone local to play your accompaniment and make a recording with your phone. If all else fails, try YouTube, but be sure to search for the song you want and the word piano so that you can try to find the simplest possible accompaniment. The people in the room want to focus on your child's voice and not be distracted by by backup singers. Or worse yet, if the accompaniment has drums and guitars, it could overpower your child and make it difficult for the people in the room to hear your child. When your audition is over, be sure to thank the people in the room, especially your pianist. I hope that helps you prepare for your next audition. Let me know if you have other questions below and I'll try to do my best to answer them. Also, be sure to check that description box below. I'll have lots of helpful links for you down below. I'm working hard to increase my subscriber count. It would mean so much to me if you'd hit that subscribe button and share this video if you found it helpful. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.